You know, we just talked about Matthew Stafford, and I said we were going to talk about the coaching hire in a second, and now we're here. Um, Eric Bieniemy. Here's first of all, let's address the Titans. I mean the Texans. So the Texans interview Eric Bieniemy and the offensive coordinator from the Colts, I believe. Don't think they're doing that just because they're black. Now they are doing it because they're black, but the only reason why they're doing it because they're black is because Deshaun Watson has voiced his frustration with the organization, and I guess they think if you bring in a black coach, that's going to keep Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson never said anything about being unhappy with the organization, wanting out, I'm almost sure that Eric Bieniemy and other coaches like Pep Hamilton, Todd Bowles, will not be even in the conversation to be a head coaching. And you know why I know this? Because there was 8, I believe, coaching vacancies. And out of the 8 coaching vacancies, only one was filled with a person of a different ethnicity than white. And that was Robert Saleh to the Jets. The Texans there's a window where you can get on a Zoom call, and interviews now are easier than ever, seeing as though with the virus, all you gotta do is get on Zoom and have a whatever long Zoom call. But there's a period where the coaches aren't doing anything, and that's when you pretty much do your serious interviews. Yeah, at this point, it's kind of hard to focus on an interview like that if you're Eric Bieniemy and you're getting ready for the Super Bowl, you're getting ready for the AFC Championship. But the Texans wait to the last. In fact, it was past the last minute to request an interview from Eric Bieniemy, and they said that Eric Bieniemy interviews wrong. I don't know how the hell you interview wrong when all you're doing is saying why you would be a good head coach. You tell them the schemes that you'd run. You tell them how you'll connect with the best players. I don't know how that is a bad interview. I don't know how you mess that up. And I'm not saying that Eric Bieniemy messed it up. I'm saying, how do you deem that as a mess up? There was a rule called the Rooney Rule that pretty much forced GMs to interview African Americans for a position, a vacancy. If not, you were in violation of said rule. But the problem with that is there's really no consequence for that. And honestly, if you're a $1 billion owner, why do I have incentives to hire somebody that I don't want to hire? I'm a billionaire. Like, I'm not about to waste money. And the Rooney Rule is a joke. And I've said this on multiple podcasts back in the day. You can go look it up. But the Rooney Rule is a joke because there's really no stipulation to abide by it. There's really no punishment because all you have to say is, I felt he was the best coaching hire, or I felt he was the best for the position. That's all you have to say, and be like, yeah, well, okay. Well, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. So coaches like Pep Hamilton or coaches like Eric Bieniemy will always be outside looking in. Eric Bieniemy is better. And then I go back to the Lions coach. I don't know if you saw that welcoming press conference where he was talking about, if they kick us down, we're going to bite them in the knee and then bite them in the other knee. Imagine if a black person said that. Shannon Sharp said this, so I'm pretty much reiterating what he said. But he said exactly how I felt. Imagine if a black person came in and said something like that. Imagine if they know how to spice up some words for African Americans that don't get the job. They interviewed wrong, or they needed more coaching experience. Yet you have coaches that never called a play, that were quarterback coaches, or tight end coaches that's getting head coaching positions before a person like Eric Bieniemy or Pep Hamilton, who has clearly called plays and has clearly been a positive influence on their team. Hell, Eric Bieniemy has unlocked the Kansas City Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes. Yet and still, the only team that seriously considering him is no one. And don't think for 1 second that the Texans are the only reason why they're considering him is because they hope that if they hire him, or if they hire someone of color, that keeps Deshaun Watson. Because they know if they lose Deshaun Watson, it don't matter what you get. You're not getting Deshaun Watson, who is a top 5 quarterback in this league. It's unfortunate, bro. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you put a rule that you don't really need to abide by. And it's actually sad, the fact that you need to put in a rule to say that you have to hire someone of color. Or not hire. You have to interview someone of color. Which you really don't have to, because you can interview 2 people and say, "Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the person of color, but we found the best person right here." Yeah, man.